We'll get the rest of this thing going. I'm Dave Elsoff. I'm the head of communications for the Dodge brand. Welcome. This is a lot of fun. We're here for Roadkill Nights, the official kickoff of Cruise Week, but we've got a special show today. We're doing something different for 2021. By the way, we're super happy to be back, super happy to be racing on Woodward. All of our fans have asked for this. I'm going to, with no further ado, introduce the CEO of the Dodge brand, Tim Kuniskis.
Thanks, Dave. All right, it wasn't my mic that was buzzing, it was yours. That's good. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here. It feels good. It feels good to be back here live, and especially right here on Woodward for this event. I mean, this is our Super Bowl. You guys know this. You've been here before. This is our party. This is our horsepower bash. I mean, this is something that we look forward to every year. And yeah, it's a long 18 months that we haven't been face to face. So it was a little tough last year walking away from this. But in that 18 months, it's kind of crazy. I would have never believed this 18 months ago. Now looking back, 18 months, we never missed a beat. You guys never missed a beat. We never missed a beat. We kept building the Brotherhood for 18 months straight. You probably saw our half-one results, and I'm humbled by the guys behind me or in front of me over here that actually did this, and I'm just taking credit for it right now. Our half-one results for the Dodge brand were unbelievable. First half of the year for 2021, total sales, we beat year over year by 38%. At retail, over 50%. And all of you are experts on this stuff. You're going to go, oh, that's bullshit. Okay, you're comparing it to the COVID year. Of course you were up. Well, actually, we did really well in COVID year. So if I look back to 19, our sales beat 19. Before anybody knew what COVID was, we beat 19 by over 30%. These cars are just killing it in the marketplace right now. It's just so fun and exciting to be seeing what's going on with this brand right now and to see you guys all come out for this event, for this party. So in addition to our sales, well, I got to give you one other caveat. This month, so you're all going to think, oh my God, Dodge is doing great, and then you're going to look at our sales this month and you're going to go, whoa, what happened? This month we're tanking. It's bad. But we're out of cars. We're just out of cars, man. If we can get some microchips, we'll be back up and running in Q4, so everything will be back to normal. But what else has happened in the last 18 months? And I know a bunch of you guys are going to ask me about it, so I'm going to try and get ahead of it. So one of the things that happened, one of the significant things that we announced was we said, hey, 1972 is bearing down on us like a freight train. It is coming. But this time we're swerving out of the way. It is not going to hit us this time. We're getting ahead of it, and we're going to go after that. And I think the fact that out of the 14 brands in Stellantis, 6 of them presented at what we think the future is going to be for electrification for our brand. I think the fact that Dodge was one of those 6 out of the 14 is what really shocked everybody. Like, Dodge? Dodge is presenting at EV Day? And I think that created a lot of the banter and a lot of the stuff that's going on online. And that's okay, because you guys know us. You know that we do a lot of that on purpose. Don't ever take anything at face value from us. There's always more to the story. And I told people after that, I said, look, it's just a teaser. And hidden in that teaser is 3 big hints. 3 big hints on how we're going to be different, on how we're going to transition to the future different than everybody else. And a lot of people figured out 1, but they didn't figure out the other 2. And they're significant. But it's okay. Because just like we always do, we're going to keep giving you more information on that. So we are going to, in a couple months, in Q4, we're going to launch something. And the guys hate when I do this ahead of time. We're going to launch something called Never Lift. Never Lift is going to be a 2-year plan. This is not a corporate 5-year, 10-year business plan. This is going to be an enthusiast plan. We're going to give you a 2-year plan within Never Lift. It's going to give you milestones of all of the significant product and market actions that we're going to have for the next 2 years. We're going to give you all the dates, all the timelines, and everything we're going to do. We're just not going to tell you which ones are which. But I will tell you, some of them will be minor. Some of them will be appearance packages, commemorative editions, things like that to celebrate, the end of these body styles. They'll be cool, but they won't be like brand new cars or anything like that. But some of them will be very, very significant. So, since I'm not going to tell you which one's which, you're going to have to follow all the way through. It's kind of what we do. I know it's a little twisted, but you went through the 13 weeks of Demon Teaser, so you're used to it. I will give you one spoiler, though. One spoiler, and I told you we're going to tell you more. One spoiler is we're going to do a concept reveal of what our future muscle car is going to be. And this is not going to be, and this will be early next year, it's not going to be a pull off the sheet and see a couple styling cues and say, oh, I think this maybe is what it's going to look like. No, this is going to be a full-on driver, full-on high-performance car, and we're going to explain to you why we're going to be different and why we're going to do what we always do. Everyone else is going left, we're going to go right, and we're going to tell you how we're going to go to market completely different than everybody else. So, enough of the corporate stuff. Let's talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be awesome. You guys know it's 6th year in a row. You know what to expect tomorrow. You know, the cornerstone of this event, open to the public, street legal drag racing on Woodward. And we put out big prize money, so it brings in some outrageous cars. Some of the fastest, air quotes, street cars in the country come to this event. So it is awesome. In addition to that, we have all the other stuff that you see around, you know, the thrill rides, the car show, the dyno tuning, the tattoos, all the stuff you'd expect at a traditional Dodge circus. But just like we always do, we can't leave well enough alone. We got to keep tweaking it, making it better. So this year, I think what we're going to do is just going to really take it to the next level. We came up with something called the Hellcat Grudge Match. So what the hell is a Hellcat Grudge Match? Well, we're no different than any of you guys or any of the fans. We watch all the TV shows where cars are getting built and modified. We watch all the online content where cars are getting built and modified. And we have the exact same debates that you guys all have. And those debates are, is this real? Is this legit? Did the TV guys just edit it down to fit in the 22 minutes with the commercials? Or did they edit it because they were pulling some punches? What about the online stuff? Are these builders legit? Are these cars legit? Or is this clickbait? We have the exact same debates. Well, tomorrow, Dodge is going to try and help you figure out which one's legit, which one's more legit. So we enlisted Eric. Eric Malone is going to represent the TV side of the test. Eric from Fastest Cars of the Dirty South built a car for us that he's going to race tomorrow. Not for us, for him, that he's going to race tomorrow. And then we have 4 online builders. Tavarish, Throttle, Alex, and Wes, the sexiest man in Kansas. They all built a car that they're going to have a showdown to see who's the fastest. Now, here's the fun part. We gave them all a Hellcat. And we gave them all 10 grand. And what, 6 weeks to build it? Not a lot of time. 10 grand with very few rules, because this is street racing, and street racing is cheating. So we said, you got to keep the block. I don't care, bore it, stroke it, do whatever you want. You got to keep the supercharger case. You can pour it, you can polish it, I don't care. And it's got to look like a Charger or a Challenger when it's done. Other than that, I don't care. You want 30-inch slicks and run on alcohol? I don't care. It's street racing. So we are probably going to see some really cool, unique stuff here that these guys built. So I'm going to get out of the way. I'm going to let them show you their cars and what they built. Right? There you go.
I'm not mic'd up, sorry. I was freaking out for a moment. If you guys don't know me, I am Mike Finnegan. I am one of the hosts of Roadkill, which began life a lot like what's going on for you guys right here on YouTube. Just 2 guys taking road trips in really crappy cars across America. And along the way, we had the time of our lives and ended up in Pontiac, Michigan, right here, having a shootout between us and some guys that had a TV show back in the day. And we lost, no surprise. And I didn't care so much that we lost, because as a result of that, we now have the greatest party that ever happens here in this town. Street legal drag racing on Woodward Avenue every August. And the stuff that goes down here just inspires me every day. And I gotta admit, the challenge is interesting to me because I follow almost all of you on social media, and some of the things that have happened made me stop watching because I don't believe anything that's been going on here. You especially. You put a picture out of you allegedly totaling your car while testing, and I looked really close at the picture and went, no, that looks like a police impound lot. I don't think that's actually his car. And then Alex and her dad are doing what I believe to be utterly impossible. They have I don't even want to tell you. I'm going to let her show it to you. But what they've done to this car doesn't look like it could have been done by humans in the amount of time that they were given. And here's what everybody was given. They all got a Hellcat red eye. They all got $10,000 to do whatever they wanted to these cars. And they all had a very short amount of time to pull this off. And tomorrow night, we're going to see, are these people better at building and piloting their cars down a really sketchy street than Eric is? I have no idea who's going to win, but I cannot wait to find out. And I want to thank all of you guys for participating in this. I've met a lot of you because of Roadkill, and I'm really proud of that. And, man, have fun. Just have as much fun as you can. And always remember, please lift if you're going to hit the wall, because I've done it. You know, don't be me. Don't be that guy. All right. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Good stuff. Thanks, Mike. You guys, Mike Finnegan right here. Appreciate it. Yeah, actually, right there. And I'm about the luckiest guy out here because none of you guys know who I am. My name is John Hammer, and I've been blessed to spend about the last 15 years or so representing Dodge at events all over the country. You've seen me at, literally, you've seen me hosting the Dodge Thrill Rides, and you've seen me on DodgeGarage.com hosting videos, and we've done. Looks like it's working a little bit. All right, that's actually what we've done for the last month. We've actually been making videos on DodgeGarage.com following each of our social media builders as they went through the process. And as we did that, the drama built because we knew some of you were lying. Flat out, we knew. I mean, we knew there was no way. There just was, who was going to do certain things? Weston, I have to say, we're kind of disappointed that the horns aren't on the zip ties. We got that, no problem. So that said, it is time now to meet each of our folks up here and reveal their cars that they have built for Roadkill Nights powered by Dodge. Up first from the fastest cars in the Dirty South, Eric Malone. Eric, how are you, sir? Good to have you here with me, man.
Glad to be here.
All right, so you got to tell us a little bit about how did you even get into drag racing in the first place? I mean, how'd you wind up there?
Drag racing started, it has always been in my family, from street racing to track and now to being a host of Fastest Cars in the Dirty South. I am truly, truly honored to be here to do this Roadkill Nights and this grudge race. And I'll be honest with y'all, I am amazed at what these cars do. I got to have one. And for us, all my guys around me, they know I'm always playing tricks and stuff. So, yeah, on the internet, I put up a picture of one wrecked. I put up a picture of one that we was doing donuts, and they didn't see the real one until today. So with that being said, if they want to see it, this is our car. This thing is 1,100 horsepower to the rear wheel. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, but I'm excited. I have not even drove it yet.
Not at all. I mean, literally onto the trailer and that's it?
Just on the trailer.
So what do you expect? Let's be honest here. You drag race. Alex drag races. Rest of these guys don't really drag race so much. Do you think that's going to give you a chance?
In drag racing, anything can happen at any time. But being honest with you, the only person I'm worried about is Alex.
Well, let's see what you've brought. Is it a knife to a gunfight? Let's reveal Eric's Hellcat Red Eye.
And if you notice, mine still got all the interior, so we can go ride and we can go get a hamburger when we get through.
I think we're both pretty good with that. So real quick, give us a quick. Is that a little purge nozzle right there?
That is a purge. It do have a Nitrous Express nitrous plate on it. We done injectors, pulleys, race star wheels. We done drive shaft. Man, I ain't gonna lie. We have took some weight off of it. We took bumper cover. We took the bumpers out of it. The door's been gutted, and it's fast.
Yeah. Well,
what I hear anyway, I ain't drove it. Some buddies of mine done drove it.
This is gonna be literally tomorrow's pass. That's gonna be pass one for you.
Tomorrow be the first pass.
Well, if anything, if you guys watch the TV show, you know this guy is fast. He knows how to wheel a car, and that is going to be his weapon here on Woodward. Nice stuff, man. All right. Next one. Let's head on down this way. Okay. Hi, Tavarish.
How you doing?
Good, dude. So you, and I don't mean this disrespectfully. I mean this truthfully, right? This is how you usually set up when you're about to insult someone.
Yeah.
dude, you're not a muscle car guy per se.
Oh, no, not really at all. So I didn't understand what muscle cars were about. I never even drove a Hellcat until they just delivered one to my shop. And honestly, I fell in love almost immediately. It makes so much sense, and it makes no sense at all at the same time.
So talk to us about the build, because again, you come from a supercar world. I mean, I don't know if you guys follow him or not, but he recently, give me 10 seconds on the fake Bugatti.
So I have a fake Bugatti that it's actually a 93 Honda Civic, made to look like a Bugatti in no way at all. I mean, this is the ugliest car you've ever seen in your life. So we put big, like 35-inch mud boggers on it with like 2-foot spacers, and I think it did a maximum of 25 miles an hour before it was just burning out the sides of the tires. But it was just a lot of fun. That's the kind of supercar world I'm from.
But that is your world. So how were you able to take that knowledge and turn it into something that's hopefully going to go real fast heading down Woodward Avenue?
So honestly, I knew that on Woodward Avenue, it really isn't a well-prepped track. These cars sort of need that. And everybody else here, I don't want to give anything away, but I know that they're probably going to go for more power. I didn't do that. I did something else. And I think everybody will sort of appreciate what I did, because I like to be unique, sort of, maybe, I don't know. Honestly, maybe everybody else did exactly the same thing, and I'm just talking out of school.
Well, let's find out. What do you say we pull the cover back on your car and show it to everybody?
Okay, let's do that. Okay, but fine, let's do it.
Except that.
Let's just pull the cover off. Let's just do it. And
You're like,
so I have done nothing. So this is a bone stock car. That's not exactly true. This is not my car. My car actually got here when the CEO was talking, and it's right back there. This is a stunt car, like just so I'm not standing next to a Wonder Woman mobile like the Invisible Car. This is, for all intents and purposes, a very nice Hellcat. But my Hellcat is over there, which I have worked on, and it has a very nice livery. It has some more power adders. It has some weight reduction, and I'm very excited to get it down the track.
you guys, his eyes have been this big ever since he first got his chance to put his foot down on the right pedal. I'm excited to see. Have you made a pass yet on that thing at all? Have you done any testing since you've got yours actually done?
So the answer is no, definitely not. So I'm gonna say that I'm with Eric here, where we're just gonna run what we brung.
It's street racing, you guys. Tavarish, he's our guy right here, and that's not his car. His is over there. That's real life, by the way. That car, it literally. Let's do it really quick. It was dead in Atlanta, or not the car, the tow rig.
Yeah. So what happened was, car shippers are just it's such a rich industry, with people that are on time all the time. So the tow truck actually broke down. There was a huge story there, but my friend Jared had to pick this up in Atlanta in the middle of the night yesterday, and he just drove it like 12 hours. He had no sleep. He is absolutely the MVP. So the reason why the car is here is all because of him, and it's right back there. I don't know if you guys can turn the cameras around or whatever. You'll see it at some point, but that's going to be fun.
That's awesome. Right on. All right, next one up. Let's come over and see these guys. Hello, Throttle fellas. What's going on? So I want to ask you this. Throttle, as a brand that you guys have come together with, how did it even start? I mean, what's the history behind that?
So we actually are a retailer for performance parts. We're based out of San Diego, California, and all of us have been building cars forever. Everyone on the team is a car enthusiast. So we just started documenting what we were already doing on YouTube, and it just started to snowball and snowball and snowball. Now, typically, we're building a lot of Japanese and European cars. We did just do a Mustang a little while back, but this is our real first drag build. And it's been exciting and crazy, to say the least, for sure.
So as we were watching you guys come up through the build process over the last month or so, we noticed that you were doing it, if I dare say this, the traditional hot rod way, right? You guys got a bunch of parts, a bunch of go-fast parts, and you put it on the car. How'd it come together? I saw you had some challenges.
We did. We really went with the philosophy of keeping it simple. KISS, keep it simple, stupid, because all the stuff that's on here is proven to work. And we thought that that was a better strategy going in than trying to take on too much and not finishing the project or not being able to test it. So that was the other thing. We did a lot of testing. Some of the stuff didn't make it on camera. But yeah, we managed our way through the challenges, and it's running crazy good now.
It was exciting to watch you guys go because racing is all about highs and lows, right? And you had those moments in this build right here. I mean, I saw you guys pulling your hair out, and you could see the frustration. Even though you had to cut some of that out of the videos, you can tell. Racers, we recognize it. We know it's there.
It was tough. I mean, we spent a whole day at the track. Half the time we were, trying to dial things in. It just was not cooperating. Thankfully, we did end up going back to the track a couple times to get it all fully sorted out before we had to ship it out here.
Well, let's take a look at this thing and see what you guys have. You guys, let's unveil Throttle's Hellcat Red Eye. Nice.
It's yellow.
It is very, very yellow. So give us the quick once over. We can already see the sticky tires on there. What else?
Upper pulley, crank pulley, fuel injectors, fuel pump booster, little spray, some weight reduction. Pretty straightforward, yeah. Drive shaft, bracing, axles, yeah, the whole nine.
I mean, it really is. It's traditional hot rod stuff, but like you said, it's proven. We know it's going to work. The question is, how well is it going to work tomorrow here on Woodward Avenue?
We shall see. I think hooking up is going to be the biggest challenge. We got a nice set on the back, and like I said, a decent amount of testing, as much as we could fit in.
You guys, Throttle, they're ready to take on Woodward Avenue, Roadkill Nights, powered by Dodge. All right, now let's move on over. We're a little over halfway through this. Alex, you're next. You have done things that nobody expected. If anybody's been following along, you guys already know that what's underneath this cover is something that is exceptional, especially considering the amount of time. Tell me about the facility you have. Obviously, you've been drag racing a long time, but I mean, you've said before, oh, it's just Dad and me in the shop.
Yeah, so it's just my dad and I in the shop. We have an awesome facility in Arkansas. He came from a street rod background and has recently, in the last 10, 15 years, has transitioned into more of a high-performance side. So we are very well equipped. Everything in the shop is done in-house. I'm talking chassis work, upholstery, paint and body, engine, transmission. If you can name it, if it's on the car, it's done in-house. So that's the background we have. We're builders, we're creators, and that's what we try to do is push the limits. Sometimes our eyes are a little bigger than our timelines might be, but this one, thankfully, we fit it in. The 6 weeks that they said, we ended up with about 4 weeks once it was all said and done, and we have worked every single day since then. So it's not a couple day build. It is a true hardcore deadline build.
Well, no doubt about it. And when folks see this car revealed, they're going to look at it, and let's be perfectly blunt, they're going to go, there's no way that's $10,000 worth of stuff. Labor was free, though. That wasn't part of the deal, right? So you could do whatever you wanted.
So keep in mind, we do drag race, so parts are fairly somewhat abundant in the shop. So we have, a lot of stuff on this is repurposed from other builds or future builds. So it's not, I don't count that as a cost. Yeah. As far as actual parts that we built or bought specifically for this car, we're at about a $5,000 budget. Now, believe it or not, I know people won't believe it when they see it, but it's true. And then as far as labor, the amount of man hours is insane. But it's me and Dad, and we've had a friend on the weekend, Jim Sam's in there helping, and so, labor's free, and thankfully we can do that, and that cuts costs down incredibly.
So that's the number one bullet that you have. The number two one that you have is experience, right? Okay, Eric, yep, he's got drag racing. You've got a lot of drag racing. These other guys, not so much. So do you think that's going to help play into your hands?
I would like to say it helped us build a good car. I'd like to say it helping get down the track as well. As Eric said, anything can happen in drag racing. You could have the best build, the best experience, the most experience, whatever the case may be. Anything can happen. So I fully expect that. However, we did build a car based on experience, and I'm going to drive it like experience. So.
Ooh, let's see what they've built, you guys. Let's unveil Alex Taylor's Challenger Hellcat Red Eye. Look at the rear. Go on, take a look. You basically built the back half car.
So do you want to hear all the details? I'll run them through real quick. All right, let's start from the front. So from the front, it's not stock engine placement, where we had 3 goals. So it was going to be traction, and then horsepower came last, but traction, weight reduction, then horsepower. So starting at the front, we did a setback engine. So we set it back 4 inches, which means we needed to take away the electric rack. Also weight savings, converted to a manual Mustang 2 rack. Moving back, well, actually, let's stay at the front. We switched to a skinny front tire, skinny front wheel setup, so that way, weight saving there as well. Moving back, that's where we really get into the details. Back half the car, we put a 33-22 tire on it. We kept with the DOT rules, so we were going to do a 16-16 rear wheel, but we went with a 15-15. Put that on there, so it is a DOT tire, though. We have done a full Holley conversion in it, so it's Holley Dominator controlled, so all EFI and that. We pretty much pulled out every wire and replaced it. We have a Turbo 400 with it, and then a Ford 9-inch with a 4-link, so we did it all.
I mean, this is a full-blown drag race car, is really what it is. So, you've got Eric's car with a full interior, and
We did do a full interior. If you notice, it is reupholstered. We'd like to call this the factory backseat delete big tire option. So it's fully interior inside. So yeah, it's our take on it.
We'll see what happens tomorrow going down Woodward Avenue. This car looks the most like a drag race car. Sounds like it too. We're going to get to see this thing run tomorrow here at Roadkill Nights, powered by Dodge. All right, Weston, buddy.
I know, sexiest man in Kansas. Hold the applause.
Are you feeling like, what in the world have I gotten myself into right now?
Well, kind of. I mean, I'll tell you what. I've driven a couple tractors before. They're in straight lines. Drag racing is in straight lines. But I will be honest. Before this entire race, I have been down the drag strip like 3 times, and every single time I blew my car up in one way or another. So I'll consider that experience. Maybe not good experience, but it's an experience. Now, obviously, these guys here have built really awesome cars. That one there's blue, and it's got a black fender. I'm loving that one. The yellow one is great, but you know what? All of them got nitrous. They got different pulleys. They got stuff like that. That just seemed like too much work. That just seemed like not right. So I think instead of doing that, they should have done what we done and put missiles on their car and turned it into a fighter jet. It works better that way. If the competition's ahead of you, missile, it won't be ahead of you long.
You guys are joking. Wait until we pull this thing off. You'll actually see he's not completely. Should we just yank it?
Oh yeah.
All right, you guys. Let's open this thing up and let's see what he's talking about.
Pull it off for me. Oh, look at that! Isn't that bad boy sexy? Hey, now guys, I will be honest with you. This thing is a flight machine. It likes to fly. If we had wings, we could have flown it here and landed it out there, but I couldn't get wings in time. I couldn't get authorization from the FAA, so I had to hold up on that idea and just trailer it. But if you look real closely, we got, obviously, hot exhaust at the top. Keep clear. Got to keep that on there, just so people don't burn themselves, obviously. We got Chevrolet emblems and stuff from all the kills that is confirmed on the way up. Obviously, if we let it out of the trailer more than it already was, it would have caught more, but, that's just what it got so far. Now, obviously, it looks pretty stock, besides for it's a fighter jet, but it has twin turbos on it. So not only is it not have pulleys, it doesn't have nitrous, it has 2 big old massive twin turbskis right underneath the engine, ready to take and make power, something like that. And so it takes and pushes boost on top of the supercharger. The rule was we had to keep the supercharger, so we're going to keep it. It's going to do its part, but it's just going to get a couple turbos to help it along.
Have you had a chance to dyno this thing yet? That sounds it should be insane.
Yeah, it's been on the dyno. It made over 1,000 horsepower to the wheel on the dyno. I will be honest, we had a couple wastegates hooked up a little bit backwards, and it made way too much boost the first time, blew the dipstick out. But I will give Dodge, they built a good engine. It did not blow up. The rods are still in it, so we're here to party.
I heard you earlier saying that at one point you had fired this thing up and it was making a bunch of noise. Tell that story.
Hold on, let's not talk too much about that. But, we did fire it up, and when it was on the dyno and we backed it on, it had this kind of noise. And I wasn't really too worried about it. Kind of worried is like one of the things, sweat was starting to build on the brow. But we're like, it's here, it's already put together. Why troubleshoot it? Maybe it'll fix itself. So we figured out if your car rattles, put boost to it, and it goes away.
And away it goes, right? He is all set to take on Woodward Avenue tomorrow. You guys, Weston Champlin with twin turbos and a supercharger under the hood of this Hellcat Red Eye. Awesome build. Great stuff.
If they look in the back, they will see the best wiring job that anyone has ever accomplished. I have got 35 feet of extra wire going to my fuel pump in case I need extra. Oh, and the test light's still back there.
Just in case?
Oh, hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Let's open this bad boy. Oh, yep. See, we're good.
Yep.
I got electrical power.
He's got it fixed.
If any of these cameras are having issues, we got this stuff taken care of.
Holy cow.
We took out all the seats because obviously, as much as we'd like to give everybody here a ride, we do have seats here, we can put them back in. But until then, it's just a one-person charger. Yeah. Wait a minute. How many doors it got? Yeah, it's a charger. It's a charger. Yep. So it's a one-person charger. But like I say, if any of you guys want to ride, we will ratchet strap some of these chairs in there and call it a day, and we'll make it happen.
You guys, it's going to be awesome. We've got Weston Champlin. We've got Alex Taylor. Eric Malone. We've got the guys from Throttle. We've got Tavares, who eventually has a car outside here somewhere. And we're going to go racing tomorrow. The Hellcat Grudge Race at Roadkill Nights, powered by Dodge. It's going to be some pretty exciting stuff.
Now maybe we're going to go off script for a second here. We didn't ask these folks if they'd do this. Can you all fire your engines? I bet folks would love to hear what you've been up to. All right.
Come on over here. Come on over here, good grammar. Let's do this. Don't wait for easy, don't try to break it up. Everybody making friends. I love it. Can you get enough?
In our backyard, doing what we do best, where horsepower is our superpower. Now, how many people this is a repeat time?
There we are. That's it. Nice. Give it a minute to dry. That's it. the place is open. So the neat thing about per horsepower. That literally goes the entire Charger, Challenger, and Durango lineup. So, for example, if you're going to get a Hellcat Red Eye, right? It's going to have 97 horsepower. Phenomenal incentive. So if you're thinking about it, this might be time to pull the trigger. Absolutely incredible opportunity for you to try something that I think is an absolute collectible, and of course collectible value. So many years ago.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll help block traffic for you.